Do you hear what I hear? All right, should we get into it, people?
So let's review Lovelight Farms. I picked this book because two people I really trusted gave it 5 stars, said they loved it. It's also and continues to be in the top trending books for the week. I thought, oh, this is a great pick. Like, it's safe. It'll be cute. Like, it'll get us in the mood. So I've completely forgotten everything about the book. I think I gave it like 4 stars. I can't really remember anything about it to give it a synopsis. Like, while I was reading it, I think I gave it 4 stars, but I could, like, the day after, I forgot everything that I read. There was not enough spice for me. There was no angst, like, leading up to, like, they immediately started, kind of flirting or whatever as soon as they had their arrangement. So anyway, I apologize. I know everyone hated it. I thought it was going to be a cute little read. So,
How many pages was it? I can't even remember.
Too long.
It was only like 200 pages.
The sex was the best part of that book.
I think it was over 300 pages.
I feel like the sex was the best part of that book. I mean, I wasn't like super into it, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough fake dating trope for my taste, I guess is what I was trying to say.
Also, 10 years, decade, whatever. Are you reals? Taking us this long to figure this shit out. That was the only part that turned me off. Gave me the ick.
Now you've started saying the ick.
I know. I've been saying it a lot lately, actually. My new favorite word. So what did you rate it, Maddie?
I think I gave it a 4 out of 5.
4?
Pretty high.
I rated it when I finished it.
So you didn't hate it as much as you thought?
No, I thought it was fine while I was reading it. Like, I was definitely disappointed, but I didn't there wasn't anything I hated about it. What I hated was that I forgot everything I read, so, like, it didn't stick with me at all. All right, let's move quick.
Okay, I'll go. I didn't like it very much. I feel like just the whole plot of it I thought was going to be kind of different, and like with fake dating tropes, I really like the like tension and like building up between the characters, and I felt like there was none of that. They kind of just immediately were like flirty, and it all happened like too fast that it made me like not really care anymore. And then also like I felt like the fight at the end was kind of forced. There was not really a reason for it to happen. Like she's been wanting him for like 10 years, and he finally says that he wants her to, and she's like, no, you don't mean it. So that made me mad because I felt like it was unnecessary. But I think I gave it on Goodreads like a 3 out of 5. But stewing over how much I disliked it, I think I would more give it like a 2.
Well, see, that's why I go with what I did right after. Like, you guys made me hate it more, so I'm just gonna
Yeah, but I think like not even talking to anyone, like just me thinking about it afterwards, my rating went down.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to start with Lala.
Yeah, I cannot. Okay, that honestly was the biggest. Talk about an ick. That's it right there.
The first few times it was, okay, that's whatever. But the fact that they met when they were like grown and he's calling her that, and it was just, to me, yeah, it was starting to get like cringy a little bit.
Also, Taylor made a comment at the wedding. Maddie, I feel like that was your perfect man, and I was so offended by that. I just and said, Maddie, I just can tell that was your perfect man in that book, and I thought, I was like, not at all.
Not the way he acted. I feel like the way they described him. It wasn't the way he acted.
Okay.
No, I'm saying it was more like the way she described him. He was like, I can't remember how she described him. It wasn't the way he acted. I don't think that was anybody's dream relationship. Nobody wants to have like 10 years of foreplay.
Listen, you read Say You Swear. That's my book boyfriend.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
It was literally like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? While I was reading this book, is Connor and I were watching Comedy Central, and there's this movie that's literally like a spoof of Hallmark movies, and it's like this girl goes and buys a Christmas tree farm, and it's like literally the same exact thing, and it's like making fun of how ridiculous the whole thing was. And I feel like also that kind of just like I like Hallmark movies, so I'm not like hating on them. But yeah, it definitely was like your typical Hallmark movie. For sure. Wait, Britt, you have to finish what you said.
Yeah, I actually liked it in the beginning. I thought it was cute. And then I do feel like it was a lot longer than it needed to be. And I did like some of the side characters. I can't remember the lady's name who was the cook. I thought she was cute. And then Beckett was cute. But yeah, it was just almost too. I don't really like watching Hallmark movies. I feel like they're too, like, not unrealistic, but just too, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's just too much. And I feel like the book was a little bit like that. Those are my dogs. But it was more so just the fact that they had been friends for so long and then both basically obviously denying their feelings for each other. And then you just like kind of want to shake them. Like, how are they not getting that they're both attracted to each other and acting on that, you know?
Yeah.
I did not really like that one that much. And I gave it a 2.4.
So just to comment on the Hallmark movies, I feel like the last 2 years I've been so busy with work, like during December and stuff, and it makes me really sad that I haven't watched a ton of them. But prior to that, I would watch every single Hallmark Christmas movie. I would have like a checklist, and now they have like
Oh
the
my
app.
God.
And I would watch like all 64, like starting on like October 30th or whatever.
Oh my God.
Fun fact.
I wanted to watch them this year, and then I thought about paying for like that channel, and then I just kind of forgot about it. But I do want to watch. They are fun to watch.
The thing I don't like about Hallmark movies is, yeah, sometimes they're a little bit too much, but also I feel like they all are the exact same thing. It's just different names, different jobs, different circumstances. That's the part I don't like.
There's a lot of ones that are different.
Yeah, but for the
I
most
also
part,
like the ones that are on like Hallmark movies and mysteries, because those are like deeper, like somebody's died and it's like getting over grief, or like I don't know, there's just always some kind of like deeper storyline. And then the ones on the main Hallmark channel are, you know, a little bit lighter.
yeah. Well, it's nothing against you, Maddie. It was just the book. I don't know.
Yeah, giving you guys a fun fact.
Well, I gave it 2.4 as well. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like hard to read, and I felt like it really didn't give me like the slow burn that I was hoping for. And I think a lot of it was just like, yeah, the fact that this has been going on for like 10 years, I just was kind of like, really, this is how it's going. And then I felt like a lot of things too were just like over the top silly, like the cat thing with the guy, and now the cats were obsessed with him. I was like, okay, what? And then the fact that the guy was ruining her stuff because he wanted to have an alpaca farm. I was like, are you for real right now? Like, there was just a few things where I was like, it just
I
was
forgot
kind
about
of,
that part.
yeah, where it was just like silly. And I was like, and then, yeah, the fight at the end, really, I was like, I was so annoyed because I was already kind of over it at that point. And then when she's like fighting with him that he doesn't mean it, I was like, how can someone be so, I just felt like I was reading a book about two very stupid people. Like, how can you both be so oblivious? I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite, but I could see why people like it because it's like a Hallmark movie. And, you know, I'm sitting here being like, it's not realistic. And I like books about men that have wings. So, I mean, you know, you can't trust anything I say, but I'm just, you know, I don't know. It didn't do it for me. But
Sophia, what would your official rating number be?
Probably like give it like 2.5, I guess.
I think also like one of the reasons that I like didn't hate it as much like while I was reading it was I knew exactly what it was going to be. Like everybody said it was like a Hallmark. Like I didn't expect it to be that spicy. I think the main thing that I disliked about it was that it didn't give me enough build up with like the fake dating and the tension and like all of that.
yeah.
Well, our total score would be a 2.83 out of 5. On Goodreads, it actually is a 4.16.
Damn.
Rockin'.
Yeah. I told
It's
Maddie
still
because
trending.
we were
I
talking
can't
about
believe
that.
that. That's so interesting.
Which, you know, I do, I was telling Maddie, I wonder if, you know, like people get paid to say that they like the book, like just to get it trending like that. But I mean, a lot of people do enjoy the Hallmark movies, and it's definitely literally a Hallmark movie in a book.
I just feel like the fake dating, like Love Hypothesis, that book freaking drew me in, and that was the best fake dating trope ever. I loved that. And maybe it's just because it was very like unassuming. I feel like this one, it was just like it was like obvious that she had a thing for him right off the bat. And then it was obvious he was into her too. So it was just kind of like, I don't know. It just didn't really, there was more mystery, I think, with Love Hypothesis. Because you didn't know what was going to happen, and then all of a sudden, bam, they're having sex at the hotel. You're like, okay. But then this one, it was more like, I don't know. And then he's like, oh, let's just fake it and see how it goes. I don't know. It's just different. Yeah. Ugh, that book is so good. All right, what are we doing now? Do you want me to announce mine? Because I already told everyone about it, so it's not really a surprise. Sorry. All right. Guess what it is?
Is it rhyme with the Brule Blunts?
What? Oh, Brunts. What? All right, I don't know. This could be really good or really bad. I feel like this is another one that everyone freaks out about, and I don't really always trust TikTok. I actually don't trust anyone on social media. So, because that was Love with London was another one that everyone was talking about. I was like, that is the worst book I've ever read. Sorry. So, anyways, I don't know. This is about fairies. So it says Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were. Who wrote this? Is this? This has to be after Sarah J. Maas. Yeah, this is 2018. Okay. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous High Court of Fairy. Okay. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the Fae despise humans. Wow, this sounds familiar. Especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. Sounds sexy. All right.
Sounds just like ACOTAR.
Yep, I know. This says lush, dangerous, and a dark jewel of a book.
Ooh.
You never said a name officially.
Oh, The Cruel Prince? I thought about doing her other book called The Atlas 6, I think. That's another one people have been talking about, but I don't know. This one just honestly, I see people talking about constantly, and I don't know if it's just showing up because I'm obsessed with fairies right now and it's just like, finding me. But I don't know. It's not that long. I feel like it's not that long of a book for a fantasy read.
I'm excited.
Huh?
I'm excited. I've wanted to read it.
Yeah, I have.
365 pages. It's not that long, so we'll see. Hopefully we end off on a good one, because if I picked the last book of the year and it's bad, I'm going to be sad.
Sorry, guys. I failed.
Why are you apologizing? Okay,
We've all
say I win the worst book of the year award, so don't even feel like that. Jesus Lord. I'm like, oh my God, this book, I'm like so into smut right now. I'm so excited to read this book, and it had literally none.
Do
All
we
right.
want to talk about other books?
Yeah, can we move on to more important things? Let's talk about it, ladies. Brittany, you're the most, well, I actually reread it too. That's a Little Mermaid.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. I loved it, ladies.
Brittany, can I just say,
So
I
bad.
took it that you like this series.
Oh my gosh, I am really loving it. I'm becoming a fairy porn
Why do
queen.
I feel like you're lying? I feel like it's just crazy to me that you're enjoying these
Oh
books.
my god, no, I'm loving it.
I
really
thought for sure one of the 4 of us wouldn't like it.
Yeah, me too. And Brittany is not into like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, none of that. So I was
It's
like,
not
oh.
that I'm not into it. I just never watched it, never read it. But no, this I cannot get enough of. I've already started the 3rd one.
That's my fear too.
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it a lot. I understand why Sophia enjoys this genre so much. I don't think I want to read anything else, and I think I'm going to need to go to therapy when I finish the series because I'm going to go through a deep, deep depression.
Can I just say, once you guys finish the Cassian or book 5, whatever, I can't think of what it's called. Whenever you guys finish, okay, what I would do is I would just skip the like special in between book. I wouldn't even read that one.
Why?
Because it's pointless. It's so short and it's a bunch of filler shit. Just read the last one, the Silver Flames one, because that one is something else. I don't know. I feel like that one I went back and reread, and it was like just kind of like a filler. Like there's no substance to it. It's kind of just like, I don't know. But anyways,
Which one are you on, Sophia?
I haven't started the Silver Flames one because I don't want it to be over.
Did you read the whatever that light blue one yet, or no? The little
No. But
It's like a half book. It's like, I don't know. I actually read that one after I read Silver Flames, which was kind of nice because I kind of was like I don't know, I got to go back, I guess.
I think I am gonna do though what you did, where you after I finish it, I'm gonna do the audiobook because I do also want to even just reread the first one because all knowing now what I knew, it'd be fun to, reread it knowing what I know.
Yeah.
Well, I
No, I was
haven't
actually
read one of those books all the way through. Like, I get like 30% in, and then I don't touch it for like a month, and then I finish reading it. So I think I'll do the same just so I can hear it like all together.
Yeah.
we should talk about the first one a little bit because I reread it and it was just really funny, like all the stuff. And Brittany, since you're like since you're like really fresh, I'm just curious because we kind of touched on the fact that like when I first started this series, I kind of cheated, not intentionally, but everyone on TikTok was talking about Reese and her, and I was like, okay, wait, but like I like Tamlin, and I remember being really upset. And Brittany, you said you felt the same way too, right? Because you were like,
Yeah, I like Tamlin.
Me
yeah.
too.
So how do you feel now though that Reese is there? Are you happier with?
Oh, I despise Tamlin. He can burn in hell.
Oh, you're saying you liked him in the beginning.
Yeah, I did like him in the beginning. And
Yeah,
I was sad because, of course, TikTok ruined it for me. But I knew that they weren't going to end up together. Like the knowing that was going to happen was like upsetting because I really did like him.
No, I felt
I
the
never
same way.
knew.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah,
had to delete TikTok because people have been posting stuff. I don't want it like to be too spoiled. Before, I mean, I know certain things just from TikTok and like people posting pictures and hashtags. It's nice to have some sort of yeah.
So
But
what do
with
you think? Go ahead.
I was gonna say that like some things that I didn't understand, like even when I was looking at like some Christmas gifts and stuff for you guys, there was like some posts where it was I've been looking everywhere for you or whatever. And I'm like, why is that? Why is everyone drawing attention to that? And then after finishing the second book, I'm like, oh, it's because he really was looking everywhere for her that whole time, But I was like, what's the significance of that line? Like, who gives a crap? Why are they focusing on that line? And then now after finishing the second one, I'm like, oh, that's why everyone's talking about that line is because he really had been looking for her, wondering who she was,
When I re-listened to the audiobook and he's like, there you are, I've been looking for you, I was like, oh god, it's just like I don't know. It's yeah. Have you
For the audiobook, do they have all different voices or no?
No, it's just the one woman, but I feel like she does a good job. But I'm kind of scared to listen to the audiobook for the other ones because apparently they have a male and like for the smut scenes, there's someone that's like panting and stuff, which I'm like, I can't do that. So I don't know. I have to be careful with the audiobooks, I guess.
Well, I'm wondering too because there was that TikTok video where they're playing that Dress song by Taylor Swift, and that part where she pauses, it's a guy saying Feyre, and I thought that was from the audiobook, but maybe it's not.
Oh no, there's all these guys on TikTok that have deep voices that people are like on Book Talk are like, please do this line from ACOTAR. So now looking back, do you guys feel like Tamlin? I was pissed because I felt like I didn't like how he like tricked her in the beginning. It pissed me off in retrospect how he like told her there was this bargain and like all this shit, and then he like trapped her, and then I don't know. I felt like it was kind of creepy. Like in retrospect, I was kind of mad about it. I don't know.
Yeah, but like I understood it a little bit though because he couldn't give her the full facts of everything, so he wasn't able to tell her exactly why everything was happening. And at the beginning too, he was pretty like he obviously brought her back to where he was at, but he was standish with her and kind of gave her space too. So he wasn't being like overly demanding or like that was something where it was more of a natural where he actually ended up liking her too, I don't know. I was justifying all of his actions in the first book.
Oh, I know.
I just saw that you changed the picture. I was like,
oh.
You could change it back. I was just doing it to be funny to see who would notice.
Wait,
I just saw it. I'm like, what the?
What was I gonna say? Oh, also in retrospect, I kind of laughed that she wasn't like more into Lucien because I feel like he's like
I thought that
likable.
he was gonna like her. I thought
Yeah,
she was
he's
gonna.
so much more likable, and it's like I don't know. I feel like Tamlin too, in retrospect, like re-listening to the first book, it is kind of annoying to me that he like basically sat there while Amarantha did all this shit, and then like the 1 second he gets with her, he uses it to like fuck her. I'm like, sir, are you serious? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he just had weird. I feel like he liked her and he cared about her, but I also feel like his desire was kind of not fake, but it wasn't like I don't know.
It's funny
And then
too, because even thinking about that, like at the time, I was thinking it makes sense because I don't think he thought that she would survive or that anything good would come out of the trials. So like that was his last chance to be with her, you know? Like I said, I
Yeah.
justified every single action of his in the first book.
I mean, I liked him when he came back from Calamine. He's like, I could smell you. I was like, oh my god. I was like, and then when Lucian's like, he's gonna be looking for you. He's gonna smell you and all that. I was like, oh my god. I mean, I was like so into it. I can't lie. But then, and then when Reese showed up and was like trying to get her to stay with him and stuff, I was pissed. I was like, who is this guy? And then even in the second book, when he shows up at the wedding, I was kind of mad. But then I also was kind of like, okay, well, at least he like got to save her from like, having to embarrass herself and say no. I hate what's her name? Ianthe. Oh my god, she's so annoying. What else happens in the second one? Yeah, can we just talk about like chapter 44 and up though? My god. Maddie, Sophia, you got nothing to add? I feel like Brittany and I are talking too much.
No, I love the second book. I like when they found out that they were like, I don't know what it was, when they like found out that they were mates, and then it was like once you like actually whatever she had to do, like cook him a meal or something, and then that like made it real. And then afterwards when he would like get pissed whenever any guy would like start to talk to her, I thought it was so funny. I was like, I kind of like it.
Hey, I told Sophia at the end of I think it was at the end of the second book where they broke the bond, right?
Yeah.
I was like, literally almost threw my Kindle. I was like, are you kidding me? I've read this whole book and now I thought like she was going to forget who he was or like not be into him. And it was going to take a whole book to like get him back. And I told I'm like, I immediately started the third one and like read enough to where I'm like, oh, okay, like they're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And like, I binged until like they got, I don't want to say too much, but like till they got like where I was okay. And then I'm like, and then I kind of stopped.
No, the third one is good too. I feel like I can't really remember a lot what happens. Do you guys like Amren and Moore? Do you like one of them more than the other?
I like both of them. I think I like Moore better.
I feel like I like them for different reasons.
Yeah.
I love all the art of Amren. I feel like she's like I'm scared for them to do this show. I almost wish it was animated. I think it would be so much better if they just did it animated because whenever they try to like put wings on people and stuff, it always just looks fucking stupid. Like remember in Twilight when he's like running through the woods and it like looks like the dumbest thing ever. Like that's all I can think about is they're gonna like have them flying through the sky.
I would hope that they're better than they were when
I
Twilight.
don't know.
That was a rough time when Twilight was made.
Do you guys like Cassian or Azriel more?
I kind of like Azriel. I feel like he's like a dark, like quiet, you know?
Dark and sexy.
Is it the wingspan?
It is the wingspan.
Yeah.
You know what really talk about a slow burn in this book too. When they were writing notes to each other, I feel like I love that part of this book too. When they were like going back and forth. And in retrospect, when he was like saying like sexual stuff and like having her write, Reese is so sexy, Reese is so smart. Like I remember being so annoyed. I'm like, this guy is so fucking annoying. And then in retrospect, like he was trying to get her mad so that it would like get her to like be able to do stuff. And it's funny, but like when I was in the moment, I was like, he sucks. I was like, I cannot believe this is who we're gonna be invested in. Does Tamlin show back up in this book? I feel like I can't remember now.
Yeah.
I think at the very end,
So
in the cauldron scene.
Yeah, that was the big
yes, I forgot about that. Oh,
the big traitorous moment.
Yeah,
One thing too, though, I was kind of like, oh, geez, wasn't prepared for that. Was when they go to visit the Court of Nightmares, and basically she's there to act like his whore, and he has her sitting on his lap, and it's like basically they're just playing in front of everyone, and I'm like, oh Lord.
I love that.
I did too. I was like, oh my god.
I was kind of into that scene. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, no one told me about that part.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't do anything though, right? It was kind of just like
He's like, I
sexy.
apologize for how I have to treat you.
Yeah, it was like steamy. Like she was saying that she was worried he was gonna feel what she was and stuff, and then he did, and then he said to her, "It's okay, it's normal," or whatever.
Oh,
Like
I love
reassure
him.
her.
Yeah, that scene's spicy. What did you guys think of the bone carver?
I was
How,
like,
how
Interesting
he's like a little boy.
I don't like the bone carver stuff. I feel like I like zone out in those parts.
Don't zone out. It's important, Maddie.
It is important. I kind of like how
Yeah.
I think he's like an interesting character.
She does. I'm
How like
telling you,
everyone sees him
stuff
different.
like yeah, everybody in this. I feel like it's funny now to like rereading stuff because so much stuff happens that like ties in, and you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, I need to start like writing stuff down. I need to start like marking this book because there's like so many things that are said that just I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen on TikTok, and I'm like stressing about it a little bit, but all these people are saying they think that SJM is gonna like make it because Reese talks about at one point in the first or this maybe the second or third book how basically he can control people's minds and how he could have someone thinking a certain way and they would never even know. And so all these people on TikTok right now are like, oh, what if all these books are just like a lie because he's like controlling Feyre and we're going to find out that he's actually evil. I was like, can you guys not do this to me?
I feel like she has that same like Damati thing though, so I don't think he could
Oh, that's
control
true.
it. I mean,
That's
anyone.
true.
that would just be so cruel for her to
I
do
know. I
that.
would hate her forever if she did that.
I would too. I'd be so mad.
I've seen it. I almost wonder though. I've been seeing, I saw all the things though where they said that people think that Amarantha and Tamlin were actually mates, which I do kind of wonder about that too. I mean, I don't know if she'll ever talk about it or if that's actually a thing, but I thought
That's
that
what I'm
was
telling
interesting.
myself.
Yeah. I think what else? What do you guys think of Elaine? A lot of people feel like Elaine is boring, and
I think from what I've read of her so far, she just didn't have. I don't know. Like she hasn't shown that much personality. I guess.
yeah.
Like she doesn't have very much like character depth where I'm at in the books right now, at least.
I feel like in the third one she's kind of annoying if I remember right.
Yeah, she
Her and
is.
Nesta
Because
both
she's
are
like,
annoying.
oh, I guess Brittany hasn't read it yet, so I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, a lot of people think that, and they did a book about Feyre and Nesta, so people are like wondering what her next book is going to be about. And then, what do you guys think about the fact that Lucian is her mate?
I liked it because I want like Lucian to be happy. Like I like him as a character. So I was like, oh, that'd be cute, but it doesn't really work out.
From what I
I
know
want
so
her-
far, it feels like it's a good match, but who knows?
I want her to be with Asriel. Kind of sad. I don't know. Like,
Well,
I was kind of upset.
With her too, though, I feel like Feyre and Lucian kind of have like a sister-brother relationship. So I feel like for him to mate with her sister is kind of like she already even when or I mean from what I'm at so far in the book, it's where she's back at the spring court and she still has a little bit of an alliance with him. You know.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like that would be nice. Like, can you if you have a guy friend that you like and then he ends up with your sister, like I feel like
True.
that's a good match. But I like Azrael with more. You don't like that or something happened? Don't tell me.
Nothing happens. I mean, things happen, but I don't know. I feel like as is hard because I feel like, and it sucks because I don't know if she'll ever really give us more about him.
Did she say he wasn't gonna? Who was it that I sent you that she said wasn't gonna have his old book?
Yeah, she said
She
that.
she said it herself, yeah. But she said all her books are more female focused. So like unless he becomes a big part of a female character's life, I don't necessarily know if we'll know more, and that's the part that kind of stinks. But it's funny though. I'm interested. I love Reese, but I will say after reading the Silver Flames book, I'm like so into the Cassian too, and I'm excited to see what you guys think when you read that book because I feel like Reese is like powerful and like so strong and all this stuff, and then like Cassian's more of like a goofball. But I liked that book a lot, and I like him too. So I'm interested to see what you guys think after you read that one. So, Britt, I thought it was funny how they found out they were mates, though, like Sophia said. Were you surprised when that happened when the Suriel was like, just nonchalantly said it, and then she's like, what?
No, because TikTok.
Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. I was kind of surprised.
I didn't know how it was going to happen. Like I was waiting for when that would happen, but I knew chapter 55 was the big mating bond.
Well, more 55 was just like when they had sex, and I wanted to send you that picture. Very important stuff.
It wasn't even used. People on TikTok were posting stuff about that.
I love too, like in chapter 54 when he like talks about how he used to dream about her and like then when he went to go find her and stuff and like how you find out all these little things he did like to protect her and I don't know.
Yeah, I liked it too.
And then how he sent her that music that night when she was like stuck in the dungeon or whatever. Oh my god.
Even the part where he mentions where he was seeing her dreams and noticed she was painting or drawing something, and then just to see, he pushed his thoughts onto the sky, the night sky, and she ended up painting that on her for her part before. Even stuff like that I thought was cute.
No, it's so like
So romantic.
I hated Tamlin at the beginning of this book, how she was like all thin and like he wasn't letting her do anything. God, it made me more mad the second time I read it, but like the first time too, I was just like, he just sucked. And I know he was like obviously probably traumatized. What did he think she was gonna do for fucking eternity? Like sit inside? Like I was so mad about that too. I really hated him in the beginning of this book, and then I don't know.
That really like sealed the deal for me because I feel like at the end of the book, when she went back with him, I was like, oh, I guess like it's fine, even though he didn't like really fight for her like under the mountain that much, and it kind of
Yeah.
like I kind of wanted her to be with Reese after that, and then I was like, oh, she's back with Tamlin. I'll just accept that. And then when he started doing that shit, I was like, okay, I hate him. He's got to go.
Yeah, the fact after they like, okay, so I'm laughing because I'm at this part where she's like, he's like talking about how he's gonna fuck her against the wall. But then after they have sex and then when they go back to the house, I think this was Sophia was talking about, and he's like talking about how he's in a frenzy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
That's what it was.
I'm like,
I
yes,
love that part.
be in a frenzy.
There was
I
a
kind
few
of liked the fact everybody knew too, kind of like that they were mates, and she did. I know she was all salty about it, but I was like, I kind of liked it. I thought it was kind of funny because they all like, I don't know. I kind of liked how everyone was like aware, and she was just like, and like it's funny when you reread these books now because when she talks about the string, like that's the mating bond, but she's associating it with like her hand tattoo, and it's like funny when you reread it because you're like, oh my god, this whole time she's been feeling the mating bond, but she just like was totally unaware, and that kind of makes me laugh too.
One thing too, I know it added more drama, but why was she so mad? She was mad because he didn't tell her they were mates.
I think she just was like, she didn't want to be. I think she felt like Tamlin was keeping so much from her, and that's why she left him because he was like keeping her from doing anything. He wasn't telling her anything. So I think she felt like Reese, when he did that, he was almost like betraying her trust.
I think she thought, why didn't you tell me so I could have jumped you sooner?
Yeah,
That's
because
true.
fighting too. I was like, why is she so mad? You wanted
That's
him.
what I would have been thinking. No.
Oh man. Have you guys thought about who your dream cast would be for ACOTAR?
I have no idea who I would want to play Reese.
I feel like Ian Somerhalder is just like beautiful, so I just think about him. But like, I don't know. I don't really know if he'd be.
He would have a good like. I think he could play the kind of like edgy character well because I love him as Damon in The Vampire Diaries, and I feel like it's slightly the same kind of vibe.
Yeah, I've seen some good castings for some of the girls. I'm trying to look up stuff. The guy that plays Elvis, people have said that he could be Tamlin.
No.
I think he'd be good.
As Tamlin, yeah.
What? He's cute.
Yeah, but he ruined it. Now he just talks like Elvis 24/7.
Oh.
He does. Did you see that commercial he just did? Like he used
No.
to have like a high pitched voice, and now he talks like this all the time. It's like you lived your whole life like talking like this, and now you talk like this all the time.
Was
Oh,
he doing
that's
that
weird.
on purpose, like to promote
He
Elvis?
said, no, it's like that was a long time ago. He said it like he focused on it so hard that like now he does it all the time.
Oh, one of our friends met him and said he was really cool. Actually,
I always thought he was
just has a bad accent.
Mm.
There's some people. So the girl that's in Riverdale, Madeline Petch. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Someone said for her for Feyre, which I actually was kind of like,
Which character in Riverdale?
I don't know who she plays.
She's the redhead.
Oh,
She's
the
redhead. Oh,
I
Elle
thought it-
Fanning. A lot of people have said for Elaine, and I'm like, oh, she'd be the perfect Elaine.
Who?
Elle Fanning.
Oh.
She just has that like perfect face, and she's like, I don't know, she's really cute. I don't know. Henry Cavill has to play Cassian, or else I can't watch it.
This is a wide age range you have going on here.
I know. Well,
Watch
Elaine is young.
What, Sophia?
Has anyone watched it's a show called The Great on Hulu?
Uh-uh.
It's so good. It has Elle Fanning. Is it Elle Fanning or Dakota Fanning? The blonde one.
Elle's the younger one. They're both blonde.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's one of them, but it's really good. It's like Russian like empire in like the 1800s, and she's like the queen. But it's just funny because it's very like satire. I would recommend if anyone wants a new show to watch.
I need some new shows. I don't know. I just think Ian Somerhalder is just like what I imagine.
I
Reese
would
looking
love
like.
if he was in it.
Oh, he just like is what I imagine Reese looking like.
Yeah, I'd watch the show just for him.
I've
I
just
need to
been
rewatch
watching,
Vampire Diaries.
Right now, so good.
I've just
What
been
else?
imagining all the cartoon characters everyone's been sending.
I told Connor he
Same.
needs to try to be in the new show so that we can have a link.
We were saying too, we wanted to discuss like the books you've read since we posted last.
I read Scarlet Angel, which is like the third one of 5, in that where the woman is a serial killer and she's dating the FBI agent that's hunting her. Really enjoy that. I read Single and Ready to Jingle, which was Piper Rain's like Christmas book. It was only like 260 pages. I liked it.
I just started that today.
Oh, you did?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it only has like a 3.9, but I gave it a 4.5.
Mm.
Basically, she like goes out with this guy on a date, and it's like her, I don't even remember because I've read so many Christmas books. Oh, but she didn't have time to change. And so she's a makeup artist, right, Brittany? Can't remember.
Event planner.
Oh, yeah. That's a different book. Yeah, so she's an event planner and she meets him on this date and she didn't have time to change and she's in an elf outfit and he's like kind of rude to her. But anyway, then he's like trying to impress his boss, and his like boss's like young girlfriend wants to throw a party. So he's like, I know someone. So then like he gets her to do it and they hang out. Um, it was pretty good. And then I also read "'Tis the Season for Revenge," where it's
Ooh.
kind of like, best way I saw it described was it's basically Legally Blonde but Christmas. This guy dumps her and embarrasses her and says she's not worth anything because he's a like big fancy lawyer and she's a makeup artist at a department store. And so like she gets drunk with her friends one night and downloads like a dating app and sees his boss on there, and she's like, oh, like her friends are like, you should date his boss to get back at him. So she does. Then I read like Resting Scrooge Face, which Taylor, it's only 50 pages. If you need like more books to finish your Goodreads goal.
Oh, I know. I've told Brittany I feel like well, my goal this year was 15 because I really haven't been reading that much. Like, and then we started this book club and I've been reading a lot. And I think I've read 36 or 37. So I'm way over what
Oh wow.
Nice.
yeah, I only read 5 books last year, I think, or something. It was not good. So I've been doing really, I actually have met my goal and then some. So I think with the wedding, I just honestly kind of was distracted. I had a really hard time kind of like focusing and enjoying stuff. So I
Yeah.
can kind of like relax and actually read some stuff. But I know I want to read Daisy Joan and the Six before the year's over, and I want to read obviously The Cruel Prince, and then I tried to start the Crescent City series because apparently it blends into the world of ACOTAR. So some of the characters show up apparently. So I was like, oh, okay, it'll be like my other way to like kind of have some more ACOTAR before she releases the next book. But that series is so hard to read. Sophia, have you read that one yet?
No, but I've heard it's like the first one at least is really heavy on like world building.
Yes.
So you have to get like through that before you really get like into the story.
Yeah, and I feel like both the Danica and the other girl, I feel like I just can't really get into either of their characters. Like it's just really boring. So I don't know. I'm doing the audiobook, but I'm hoping it gets better. And then I also tried to start Assassin's Blade, and that one was also really hard. So I don't know. I know I need to probably just like, I'm scared though to start that other series because there's like 9 books and there's like 0 smut. So I'm like, is it worth it?
Isn't that's Assassin's Blade is like I don't know.
The prequel.
Everyone gets a different like reading order because I haven't read that one yet. I just started with Throne of Glass.
Yeah, that's just like the prequel. Some people said to read the prequel first. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I just
there isn't smut, but I think the like story in Throne of Glass is really good. Like the plot, and the main girl is like a lot more of a badass than Feyre is.
oh really?
You just like really like her. She's like an assassin. It's pretty cool.
Please do the audiobook for Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh, I have it from book club thing though.
From what book club thing?
The book of the month thing.
I'm just telling you, do the audiobook. Well, I'm
Okay.
excited to read the cool prints.
Well, I just told Sophia I opened it to chapter 1 and it says something about fish sticks. So I'm a little scared. In
Oh,
Fairy, there are no fish sticks, no ketchup, no television. Literally, that's it. I like this little doodle. I like the little doodle
I like-
at the top.
It's cute.
There's little doodles
Well,
throughout the whole thing.
Oh, that's
Kind of
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. We'll
Time
see.
to go through. I think I have that book actually. I feel like I got it a really long time ago.
Rule Prince one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Okay,
right.
bye,
Bye,
Sophia.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.